Got me some juicy new pages. Hot off the press, people. Oh, looking so good. Oh, yeah. Check it out. So stand back, brothers and sisters. We got some more artwork coming down the pipeline here. Going to be doing some inking, comic book inking. This one's not done, but it's underway. So I've been working diligently, like a good little boy. Doing my thing for your entertainment. So I'll give you some updates on the whole shebang. I'll zoom in on this fella here. His face is a little wonky, so I'm gonna fix that up. I have one of my followers has reached out to me to do one of my website concepts. And so he's been on that. I'm very grateful. It's pretty phenomenal when your followers step up and say, hey, I can see you're overwhelmed. You can't get all these cool things done. I happen to know a few things about this and that, and let me give you a hand. So, shebang, there you go. So that's pretty cool. Also, I get a lot of good advice on various related subjects. Like I want to learn more about crypto, and so my crypto bros are kind of talking to me about that. I haven't really done anything with it yet because it's not time. But yeah, I'm discovering that, or rather, I was warned that WordPress might be a bad choice. Excuse me. I guess they kicked off some right winger in some famous case that I don't know about, but anyway, whatever. So they're sort of like you could, because of the content that you produce, you might get kicked off, and that would screw things up pretty bad to put all that effort in, and then the bastards shut me down. So, and then I was kind of reminded of sites like Patreon and Subscribestar, which Subscribestar I think is the most friendly to right-wingers. It's not what I had in mind in terms of I wanted a lot of the content to be free to the public, for people just to come and discover me and discover what I do, what I'm about, and get the benefit from that, I think there's something pretty cool about that. I think all of us kind of come to think of the internet as like a free resource. And if you go, imagine going to a store and the store is locked because you can't see what they're selling because you got to buy the membership card to see it. And it's like, hey, John, welcome for joining. Welcome for joining. My English is no good. Anyway, welcome and thank you for joining is what I was trying to say. And so I'm going to be doing a little bit of this comic book inking stuff. But first, I am so excited about all these new penciled pages that I've got going on here. There is a Christian nationalist theme in this. I wouldn't describe myself as a Christian nationalist per se. However, I believe that it's going to be a really, really critical force for the survival of Western civilization. And this is a kind of an angel who has healing powers. That's a really neat part of the story. Anyway, Sandman 17. Me and my friends made a comic book. Guess how long it took? I can anything I want to do. Well, if you had a team of friends helping, I would bet it doesn't take as long as one guy with a full-time job, which is me. So, but regardless, it does take a long time, and that's the only thing I hate about it is how long it takes to get this stuff done. Am I focusing properly here? For some reason, it seems a little not focused so well all of a sudden. I don't know why. There it is. That was weird. I don't know what. Anyway, I'm gonna shut the stupid commercial off for 10 seconds. Yeah, so let's get back to work here, guys. Tell me more about your comic book, though. I want to hear about that. It's lyrics from No Handlebars by Flowbots. Cool. I've always thought that it would be really, really neat to. Thanks, man. I thought it'd be really neat to do a whole graphic novel of illustrated songs, like classic rock songs, like Hotel California would make a fantastic comic book. You know, a story about like these people that get lost on the highway and they find this hotel that's got all these rich, fancy people in it. And then they go in there and then they discover that they can't leave and that actually they died in a car accident and their souls are in a type of hell. It's kind of like, wow, what a great story that is. So anyway, let me back out a bit here. Awesome comic. Okay, thanks. Here's just a quick look at the. Oh, there's one more. Kind of a look at a poster I made for the comic. This is Militiaman and MAGA Force, and they are fighting the evil forces of Noahide, the demon Noahide, who is. I think that's all I'll say. If you look up Noahide law on the internet, you will start to get a deeper understanding of what I'm after here. And here's yet another pencil page that I just found buried under other things. So there's definitely some Action Jackson stuff going on here. There's you know, cool beans, you know. Anyway, I'll shut up and put some tunes back on. I don't know if you guys can hear, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to work on this page though. For some reason, I kind of want to. I just sort of kind of feel like I want to work on this page. One thing I like the most about comic book inking is inking people. Architecture and helicopters and, you know, stuff of that nature. It's like stuff you gotta do to tell the story, you know. But, and it, you know, requires rulers and it's tedious in a sense. It's kind of like you know how you gotta eat your vegetables before you can eat your dessert? Kind of like that. So what's up with you guys out there? And hey, Mr. Moose is here. Pink Floyd Animals, dude. It's like one of the fact that you knew that album means you just got 100 points with my channel here. Always happy to have a fellow Pink Floyd fan along for the ride. And like, Animals is kind of one of the least commercial albums of Pink Floyd. I mean, have you ever heard any song from Animals on the radio? You know, partly because they're like 10 minutes each or whatever. But whatever. I'm just blathering. I usually do a fairly long show, but I'm going dancing tonight, so I don't. Just kind of squeezing in a little time before I go out. Friends with this one DJ who's playing at this one club. And actually, I know both the DJs playing tonight, which is nice, when you're going to a show and you're like, well, I know the people there, and they're gonna bring their friends, and I know a lot of their friends, so you just have a kind of a sense that like it's not like you know what, I don't even care. Like I go to clubs all the time by myself. I don't need friends or a crew or what have you. I need friends. I don't mean it like that, but like it's just nicer. I just put it that way. My English no good. Also, there are tons of making. Oh wait, I missed something here. My absolute favorite dude, man, you just got another 100 points from me. It's I don't know why it's so sort of like it's not unknown, but it's just not. It doesn't get the credit it deserves. I think it's one of their greatest albums. Oh, and then a commercial interruption. It's freaking. I don't know. I mean, that's what it is. So, moving on. Also, there are tons of making of documentaries out there for almost every Pink Floyd album except Animals. What the fuck? Dude, we're in the same boat, man. We're in the same boat, my bro. I mean, I guess there's that story about how the balloon pig that they got for the photo shoot for the album. I guess it broke off from its tethers when they were doing the photo shoot, and then just drifted off, into wherever. And it was like a thing on the news where they were talking about like a giant balloon pig was spotted over Westchester this afternoon, and the people called it. So that's a kind of Pink Floyd lore. But other than that, yeah, what the hell? How come there's not more information about that album? I think we need to form a committee. I'm gonna have to file a complaint with the Queen of England. Do you follow Roger Waters at all online? He's pretty outspoken on politics and stuff. It's kind of neat that he's sort of recast himself as kind of a dude who does like political commentary and for humanitarian causes and whatnot. And it's funny too because like growing up, I was like, he was my hero, and I could never imagine just being able to like message him on Instagram or something like that. Just like, hey, I really like your album. The one about the animals. Remember that one? Just nerding out. All right, I'm gonna. Sometimes these lines are too thin, and you need a different marker for really, really thin lines. So I'm gonna be careful there. Mhm. Dee. So what's up? Sam says subscribe to awesome content. Dude, you rock, bro. You just made my day. Woohoo! Now when I go dancing, I'm gonna be like a total dancing maniac. Like, oh my god, I got a new subscriber. Wow! And everybody will be like, okay, call security. Get that guy out of here. He's just dancing too hard. We cannot compete. Once you get to know my show and my content and stuff, you'll come to understand my sense of humor, which is, I think, pretty good. Yeah, and I'd look around too because I have lots of cool shows about lots of cool stuff. I do a lot of interviews. I'm setting up new interviews now as well, which is pretty sweet. I used to be kind of a minor influencer in the white identity political sphere, but then I got hit by several tragedies and had to kind of drop out for a while. And so now I'm getting my life back in order and happy to say that. And making a comeback. So, what do you think about Sid Barrett? Let's do a little Sid Barrett powwow. You know, Madcap laughs. You know what I'm talking about? Um, you know, it's so funny because if Sid Barrett had not OD'd on LSD, we would never get the version of Pink Floyd that we have today. And I know that's a terrible trade-off, but I'm sorry. I do have to say that I don't think Pink Floyd found themselves until like Echoes. I don't know which came first, Echoes or Obscured by Clouds. I think. Oh wait a minute. Actually, yeah, it's Obscured by Clouds. Um, so like I think to me, if you listen to Obscured by Clouds, you you're hearing the beginnings of Dark Side of the Moon. There's seeds there. Like they're actually writing songs. They're not. It's not like Uma Guma, which was just noise and garbage, and nothing was working as a like a conceptual piece. It's. I mean, it's for hardcore fans and shit, but a lot of it is just like, what the fuck, you know. So I'm glad that they finally graduated from that like experimental sound, man. It was almost more like, you know, we're not good enough musicians, so we're gonna hide inside this like noise rock that we're inventing instead of actually writing songs, you know. I know that's a mean thing to say, but they're multimillionaires and who gives a fuck? Hippocratic Oath is here? Get out of town. Let the party begin. Storm Thurgenson, Hypnosis did the Animals cover. Oh, wow, man. Dude, you just got another fucking 100 points, you son of a gun. There's a great 2022 documentary out there about it called Squaring the Circle. Can I just say I love you? Okay, I'm gonna look that up, man. Thanks, appreciate it. Not a fan of the Barrett stuff. It's fine. That's totally. It's literally so far away from like what Pink Floyd is that you know it's just not. You know, there's no comparison. I thought he made a couple fun songs. He had this. I think it was more of like a '60s kind of pop songwriter a bit, you know, and then of course they did get weird and shit, you know, whatever. But oh, like Lucifer Cat, Baby Lemonade, um, See Emily Play. Again, these are not Pink Floyd songs, you know, in the sense that we know them. But I think they not give them credit. I think they're kind of like just fun '60s pop songs, like British pop songs, you know. All right. I'm just trying to cut the guy some slack, you know. Here, yeah. So there it is. What else is shaking? Obscured by Clouds was 72, Dark Side 73. Okay, all right. So what year was Echoes? I guess it was before Obscured by Clouds. And it wasn't Obscured by Clouds like a movie soundtrack? Zabriskie Point, I think. See, I know a few things too. Okay, I can sit at the adult table. Um, so help me out here, guys. How did you find my channel? Was it an algorithm? Was it just like, you know, you're kind of surfing around and this just popped up in your feed and you thought, oh, check this out. Was that how you found me? Or is it more like, you know, I know you through X, Y, and Z? Or is it like, you know, word on the street is that Donald Kent is a fucking badass, and If you're not subscribed to his channel, you're a total retard. Choice A, B, or C. Doom Scroll find. Dude, let's there you go. Okay, that's the name of our new band, Doom Scroll. Okay? Dude. And we'll be like influenced by Pink Floyd, Oh God. Oh my God. That's the best idea since sliced bread. Fuck it, man. We're gonna be millionaires. Let's see if we can get Roger Waters to like do a cameo on our first album or something. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, sing a chorus or something on one of our songs. We're Doom Scroll. That's really not a terrible idea. I mean, oh my God! I got amazing news. I have amazing news. It's funny you should bring that up. So I'm a musician, and if you guys, when you get a chance after this show, which isn't going to be very long because I have to leave in a couple minutes to go dancing with the ladies. But look around for my music on this channel. You'll see I'm a musician. I write songs, blah, blah, blah. And one of the club owners that, the clubs that I go to, I don't know, I get, not bragging, but I'm kind of popular out on the dance scene, and like club owners will notice that because they want you to come. I've literally had DJs say like, "Will you please come to my shows?" Like, you vibe out there so hard and you get everybody dancing, and like, I really, please come to my shows. Like, that's kind of funny. I should probably charge for that or something. Anyway, this club owner kind of introduced himself like, "Hey, you're that guy," something something, talkie comes to come to find out that he is a professional music producer. He's got his own studio. He's been in this for like 20 years. He's a super slick dude. And I'm like, "Oh, no shit. Well, I'm a musician, so, let me send you some of my songs from my YouTube." And I did, and not knowing really anything, like, is this guy gonna hate it, or you know what I mean? Like, people have their tastes and whatnot. And then I went out to his club last night. A friend of mine had a birthday party there. Super cute girl. Sorry, sidetracked. And he sees me and he like rushes across the room to me and he's like, "Oh, dude, your music is, I love your music. It's so good." And I was like, "Wow, all right, sweet." And I'm like, so long story short, he's going to start recording my music for free. Ladies and gentlemen, keyword free. Because like studio time could be very expensive, $50 an hour, $100 an hour, whatever the deal is. So, and guess what? I start tomorrow. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. So yeah, my little droobies, Donald Kent, the musician, is coming back. Coming back. You got it, bros and broettes. I'm super psyched about it, man. I can't wait to get my music going again. Yeah, Doom Scroll Find. Okay, I used to follow the White Art Collective. Oh, very cool. I was especially a fan of Fornell's music. Fornell is still making music, dude. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could just like search him on YouTube or something. But he has this thing called Dungeon Synth, and it's a sort of a genre that he's kind of created where it's like synth music, kind of like a electronic music, but for some reason it's got some kind of a Dungeons and Dragons vibe to it or something. I don't know, but the dude is extremely talented. I mean, he's the dude. He's just like dripping with talent. He's really, really, wow. Excuse me. Honestly, I'm one of the few people from the White Art Collective who's still out here producing stuff. Um, that's that doesn't mean it's disappeared though. I'm an admin on a certain group that's like I would call it like a White Art Collective 2.0, and they have many creators, but it's more of a kind of like a crafters group that where people craft. They do their work, and they're not like into doing shows and stuff. It's more like an arts community where people make art and sell art. That's sort of the focus of it. Um, I do plan. I have interviewed some of them, and I've at some point I'm gonna get back into that and start crossing over again into that community. Um, it's my duty, basically. Um, we'll get there. We'll get there. It's just I'm kind of reinventing myself. Long story. But let's see. Congrats on the music deal. Oh, and this guy, I mean, he seems like just a really slick dude. He like owns a couple clubs in the city where I live, and he's one of these. He's got money, so like he dresses really well, and he's got women on his arms all the time, and that kind of thing. Um, Normally I'd be a little bit jealous, or I'd be kind of like, oh, this guy seems like he must be in a real asshole or something. But it turns out, no, he's real down to earth, good guy, you know. So, and I mean, fuck, man, not charging me is just ridiculous. You can't get a deal like that. You cannot get a deal like that. So he must like my music enough to want to just do it, just for the sake of doing it, which is really good. I mean, damn, that feels good. So, am I allowed to feel good? You know, what's the old SNL? What is this, like? I'm special, and gosh darn it, people like me. I forget that one. It's a famous SNL skit. Where you look in the mirror and you do daily affirmations. I'm special, and gosh darn it, people like me. Well, not everybody likes me. There's those people that hate white people. I don't explain that to me. How can you hate white people but not be racist at the same time? It's like I don't know. I guess I just don't get it. Anyway, here we are again, back at the drawing board, having a good time, making friends, talking smack, being stupid. Yeah, I'm really, I mean, if you guys knew what I was coming out of and how far I've come from, like, you know, mm, near suicidal depression to where I am now, it's been quite a leap, and it's a whole other story. But oh, speaking of depression, let's turn on some Pink Floyd. Ooh, Sheep. This song is this when I was like a teenager and I first discovered this album and I got it. This song spooked me out like bad. Like I was like this. There's something really spooky about it. I don't know. So it still creeps me out a bit. Sorry. Okay, Stuart Smiley, L. Frank. Yeah, Jew. I know. Mr. Moose, welcome. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm Hippocratic Oath. Does he have a lisp? I might have had. I like his sort of like that kind of like sweater he used to wear. Was sort of a preppy looking. It's just a funny skit. Al Franken, who's like a Democrat for some like Midwestern state or something. Um, dudes, Doge is like the shit right now, man. Doge is just fucking wrecking shit, right? I mean, just pulling apart the whole, you know, Democrat mafia. What's the word? And money laundering scheme. Like, I really genuinely think Americans should collectively stop paying taxes until that whole fucking thing is squared off. There's this meme out there about like, should I pay my taxes or wait to see if like, the IRS gets audited? And it wasn't, what's that thing about no taxation without representation? I seem to remember that from like school or somewheres is like anyway. And then if you see the fucking things that they're using these monies on, not only that, they're a lot of this money, I mean, I'm talking hundreds of billions, has gone to foreign countries to propagate, well, it's a lot of obviously like political manipulation in other countries, but also just, for like just like transsexual shit, like all that disgusting LGBT garbage. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't stand it. You know, I'm getting the tar and feathers ready as we speak. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ugh, shit drives me off my rocker. What's more upsetting is how not angry anybody is. How nobody. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you're a slave. You're a fucking tax slave, and not only that, you're paying for your own destruction. Like, how diabolical is that? How sick is that? How it's so profoundly evil. I cannot get a break with these fucking commercials. I'm gonna have to find some other music. Am I right or am I right? You got two choices there. Um, let's read. MIN, Minnesota. Okay. Moose says, notice how nobody's calling out APAC's influence on government. See, what you're saying right there, that kind of thinking of like, notice how nobody notices this or nobody is saying that, that is the new strategy. That's basically, as we're moving forward, don't get all like, oh, look what Trump did. He did these great things. Because that's a distraction from what he's not doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the new paradigm. That's what we've got to be, you know, focusing on. Is like, okay, how come if this, that, and the other thing, then why not ABC? So I don't know. Keep your eye on the ball, boys. Keep your eye on the ball. And back to Pink Floyd. Now I will get a copyright strike for this, but the way it works is that since I'm not just playing the song, but I'm like talking over it, and you can't hear the whole thing, like yada yada. YouTube is like, well, we know that you were playing this song, and we can't shut down your channel, but we're gonna tell you you're not supposed to do that. And then I just carry on with my life. I do like a really good YouTube impersonation? Well, that sounded just like them, didn't it? Holy shit. So, this is the part of the story where I start establishing the relationship between the black characters on the team. This guy's actually mulatto, but you know, you get to see like who the power structure between the three of them and stuff. Moose says everyone's too busy clapping their Cheeto stained forearms together like trained seals. Boy, that's an image that sticks with you. I hope I don't have nightmares tonight. Hippocratic Oath, our Shabos leader announced 7 billion in arms sales to Israel after Netanyahu DC visit Zion Don. Yeah, excuse me. Pardon me. And like, what money is he going to buy that with? Oh, the money that we sent them from our taxes. Oh, it's a sale, really? Oh, really? Time to explode. Actually, now that the conversation is getting good, I'm gonna have to wrap it up soonish. Yeah. Stay angry, guys. You know, there's no letting up. Um. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's coming out nice. As soon as Doge saves money, Cheeto Jesus sends it to our greatest ally. Did you see like the smirk on Netanyahu's face during that whole thing? And what the fuck was the gold pager about? Guys, like they were bragging about how they took out Hamas with like exploding pagers. Hello, hello. Is that some kind of symbolism there? You know, like it's like, oh, here's all our money, and you give me a potentially explosive device. You know, it's as if to say like, kneel before your Noahide masters. You know, fucking. And the average American's like, oh, it's gold. Those fucking retards. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be so cruel. I really shouldn't. I should be a little more understanding and compassionate. But anyway, like there's some people I know that they kind of faithfully watch the TV news, and I like I roll my eyes every 10 seconds when I hear like, "Oh, today in the news, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, I can barely contain myself, from like just like mocking it out, right. And I'll these people are fairly open to hearing what I have to say about it, and I try to put it in like normie friendly terms. I'm so fucking tired of being like, no, oh, don't hurt the normies, don't tell them the truth, they can't handle the truth. It's like, why are we babying them, fuck. I don't know, I'm just tired of the whole thing. But it's like if you don't baby them and give them shit that they want to hear, then it's like they shut you down or they won't listen. They're just idiots. All right, stop it with the meanness, okay? I'm sorry. I love normies. It's our job to save them, okay? So stop being so, you know, you have to, they're our children. We must be more patient. Okay, there you go. Getting in a better mindset here. But let's see, what do we got? The gold pager was a yeah. Precisely, Steve Bannon will save the normies. Will he? He will Bannonize them. They will be banned. Yeah. I'm dying to get in touch with Steve Bannon. I don't know how that'll all play out. We'll see. Yo, Stevie. Oh man, it's funny. I get started with this, I get a good convo going, and what do you know? It's time to go. But guys, like I can't, can't keep the ladies waiting. Can't keep them waiting. This song's like a song about suicide. I think I'm gonna turn this off. Um, the gold pager. Yeah, the gold pager was very disturbing. Very weird symbolism. I mean, whoa. Very weird symbolism. But yeah, we're going through changes. Um, it's just, I think what we really, really, really have to be vigilant about is exposing the Jays, the small hats, is like way more than we've ever done before. It's they've infiltrated us. We've got to expose them. That is the war. That is the job. You know what I'm saying? And like we were talking about like the BAP sphere, and like how the DR is even infiltrated. Um, like fuck this shit. No fucking way. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do. And like I have friends that are kind of like concerned about me. That like you talk about that too much. I'm like, and I realized that like even when you show them the data, they still try to find a way to weasel out of the truth. Well, I don't know about the source. It's confirmation bias and blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, you're a pussy. Fucking face the fucking truth and stop with this bullshit. If it were any other thing, like I could show you data saying like, okay, the jab, rearranges your DNA or it kills you or this or that. Like, oh shit, wow, look at that. There's the data. But if I show you data about the small hats, not all of them, and something, excuses. It's just people don't want to become, I don't know, they don't want to cross the line because once you cross the line, you can never return. And then you're the bad guy, You're one of us now. All right, I'm going to wrap this dude up, and then I hate to go. Let's see. If you meet Steve, take away his whiskey. I might share it with him. Hey, he's got whiskey face, doesn't he? Old Stevie O'Bannon, he loves his whiskey, doesn't he? It's a fine Irish lad, that. Oh, Stevie, what what have you done to yourself? Too much Jameson. I'll have to hit you with my shillelagh. So we'll see what we can do about that. I have to call on my Irish brothers and sisters to have an intervention for me old buddy. And for God's sake, comb your hair, lad. Just once in a while. You look like you just got off of like flying in an airplane and your hair's all over the place. Don't you know you look like a damn fool? Alright, enough of this Irish brogue. I had an Englishman on my show the other night, CP Webster, and like I do English accents, and he's like, he loved it. He's like, it's so good. He really enjoyed it. That made me so happy. I can't even tell you how happy I was. It was like, dude, you just made my day. He just got 100 Donald Kent points, for sure. I'm gonna have to really cut this short here, guys. I gotta go. Yeah, I really do have to leave. The hair is out of control. I know it's funny. We're reaching levels of noticing never thought possible. That's the beautiful thing, guys. It's fucking awesome, man. I mean, Kanye's back. DEFCON 2. It's fucking on, man. It is on. So, on that positive up note, I need a small hat accent. Oy vey. Oh no, Kanye's back. I haven't really worked on that. Maybe I can work on one. It's got to be from New York City. Whatever you do, you've got no. It's turning English. Hold on. All right. Anyway, I'll work on it. I need a small hat. I was a bit of a. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming. Oy vey, the notice thing must be shut down. So you guys have yourself a wonderful night. I hope that YouTube doesn't give me a copyright strike too hard for the great Oiga Vault. Shut it down. All right, we're going to shut down this Donald Kent show right now. There's too much noticing going on. So maybe we'll see you later. They found us. Ah.